Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a new project that recently got listed on Binance, and this project is called Joe or the TraderJoe token, right? Again, as per the announcement, Binance will list Joe and will open trading for Joe BTC, Joe BUSD, and Joe USDT trading pairs on 28th December 2021 at 11 a.m. UTC. So, what is Joe? Joe is the platform token of TraderJoe, a decentralized exchange on Avalanche. TraderJoe also provides lending and borrowing services through BankerJoe. The Joe token can be staked to receive protocol fees and vote on governance proposals. So again, when it comes to the blockchain space, there are lots of new blockchains that have high throughput and extremely low fees, which are directly competing against Ethereum for market share, right? Amongst those, Avalanche is one of the most popular blockchains that's growing really fast, and it is definitely seeing a lot of dApps and DEXs being built on top of it, along with NFTs and other platforms as well. One of those projects is TraderJoe, which is a decentralized exchange similar to Uniswap on Ethereum and Pancakeswap on Binance Smart Chain, right? So TraderJoe not only is a decentralized exchange platform, it's also a borrowing and lending service operating platform, and it offers these services through their product called BankerJoe. So BankerJoe is the component of TraderJoe that offers borrowing and lending services, right? And just like any other platform, they have their own native token called the Joe token, which can be staked to receive protocol fees incentives. So if you stake the Joe tokens, you can get, you get to pay less fees, and also you also receive fees from the platform when people interact with the network, with the DEX, and you can also vote on governance proposals as well, right? So those are some of the main quick advantages of the Joe tokens and the TraderJoe platform itself, right? So as always, let's go to the Joe page for the TraderJoe token on the Binance research page, right? So if you go to Binance research and search for Joe, this is the icon of the Joe token, and their immediate catchphrase is a decentralized exchange and lending protocol on Avalanche, right? So that's basically what they're all about. So TraderJoe is a decentralized exchange on Avalanche. It also provides lending and borrowing services through BankerJoe. This is something that we already understood. So Joe is the native token of the project. The current use cases of Joe include, so we briefly covered some of the main use cases of Joe token. So let's quickly go into each and every use case and cover some of the other use cases as well in much more detail, right? So the first use case, as we discussed before, is staking. By staking Joe to receive X Joe, users are able to receive a portion of the trading fees, which is about 0.05% of all the trading volume, right? So this is actually similar to Sushiswap's Sushi token. So when you stake the Sushi token on Sushiswap, you get X Sushi token, which is a token that is an interest-bearing token, which earns a portion of the trading fees. I think it's also similar to this one, which is 0.05%. And if you understand the Sushiswap ecosystem, then TraderJoe acts similar to that, right? So TraderJoe is more a copy of Sushiswap rather than Uniswap, and the staking mechanism is a clear evidence of that, right? So when it comes to liquidity mining, users can provide liquidity on TraderJoe DEX to earn Joe tokens. So when it comes to the next use case of Joe tokens is you can provide liquidity. Let's say, for example, AVAX, which is the native token of the Avalanche ecosystem. You can use AVAX and Joe to provide liquidity to those pools and get the LP tokens and stake it in TraderJoe to earn Joe tokens, right? So that's one of the other ways by which you can earn Joe tokens in order to kind of like stake or do whatever you want with that, right? The third and the most important use case is governance. Joe holders can vote on governance proposals. So again, every platform has a governance aspect to it, and TraderJoe is also having its governance component And for that, if you want to participate in the governance proposals and vote on governance proposals on TraderJoe, you need to have the Joe tokens, which is basically the main way you can participate in governance proposals, right? So these are some of the three main important use cases for the Joe tokens, right? The project consists of the following major components working in conjunction. So we saw a lot about the tokens itself, and how the token, Joe token basically is useful in many cases. So let's look at some of the major components of the TraderJoe platform itself, right? So one of the main component is the TraderJoe is actually TraderJoe itself, which is an AMM DEX on Avalanche. There is a 0.3% trading fee, where 0.25% is paid out to liquidity providers and 0.05% to XJoe holders, right? So this is how the DEX mainly functions. This is one of the main component of the DEX itself, and the fees earned goes to liquidity providers at a 0.25%, and the rest of the 0.05% goes to XJoe holders, right? And the second major component, as like Sushiswap, is the Banker Joe component, right? So it is a lending protocol on Avalanche built based on the Compound protocol. So although the similarities are really towards the Sushiswap, kind of like DEX, the the lending part of the Avalanche, protocol, which is the Banker Joe protocol, is basically built based on the Compound Finance protocol, right? Which is also a popular Ethereum borrowing and lending DApp, that's been around for quite some time, right? So Banker Joe is the borrowing and lending component of TraderJoe, whereas the TraderJoe itself acts as its own main component, that's the DEX of the Avalanche ecosystem, right? So these are some of the main two components of TraderJoe. So as of December 28th, 2021, which was 2 days back, the maximum and total token supply of Joe tokens are 500 million and 199 million tokens respectively. So the maximum token supply is 500 million tokens, and the current total token supply is 199 million. So we'll basically cover the token supply and the tokenomics in a few minutes, but the current circulating supply is about 147.5 million tokens. It's about 29.51% of the maximum supply, right? Which is not too bad, because there's a lot of projects that have a circulating supply that's less than 5%, or even less than 10%, but this is actually really good. It's close to 30% of the maximum supply, and we'll go into the tokenomics in detail in a few seconds, right? So that's pretty much the quick overview. It's not a really groundbreaking project. It's similar to all the DEXs that we know of. The only unique thing is that it also offers like borrowing and lending components as well, but it's not necessarily unique, because we already know the borrowing and lending features through the DEX, as a part of the Sushiswap protocol. So if you are a good if you have good knowledge of DeFi, and if you have been in the DeFi space for quite some time, then obviously TraderJoe is something that you are already familiar with. But for newcomers, this is also something that's not a groundbreaking innovation, because there are other projects and protocols that also offer borrowing and lending in addition to the DEX platform, right? So apart from that, if you want to learn more about the project, I suggest you to go to their website, which you can access through the Binance research page itself. You can access their documentation, Twitter account, Medium, as well as the Avalanche Explorer itself for TraderJoe, right? Now let's go to the website itself, which is traderjoexyz.com, which is the actual website. So be very careful when you're trying to access the website, especially for the first time, because there's a lot of copycats and scammers who can technically make you log into their website and drain your funds, right? So when it comes to the website itself, it's a pretty straightforward and also pretty kind of like childish and based on Legos kind of like platform. On the top you have trade, pool, farm, lend, stake, and zap. So it's kind of like an amalgamation of a lot of projects, both on Ethereum as well as Binance Smart Chain, and the childlike appearance of this kind of like platform itself, I think is directly inspired from Pancakeswap, right? So if you see, they have Explore TraderJoe, which is you can trade, you can access the liquidity pools, you can also farm, which is again to earn more Joe tokens. You can stake the Joe tokens, You can also see the current token price, which is $2.14, which we'll come to in a few seconds. The market cap and the supply, maximum supply and current circulating supply. You can also see the fact that you can add the Joe token to your wallet directly by clicking on this button here, which is a very neat feature for newcomers. You can vote. Currently it's not available because it says it's coming soon, but you'll soon be able to participate in the governance as well, right? And if you want to participate in borrowing and lending to get some good rates on your tokens, you can do that by clicking on the lend button, right? So when it comes to top gainers, you can clearly see they have this information for different tokens within the Avalanche ecosystem. So AVAX, obviously the native token of Avalanche, is has the highest 24-hour volume within the TraderJoe ecosystem, and they have MIM, Magic Internet Money, USDC.E, which is the Avalanche version of USDC. So every other token is also having a .e, which represents it's a tokenized version on Avalanche, right? So you have a lot of tokens, including wrapped Bitcoin, which is kind of like surprising that wrapped Bitcoin and even Ethereum is traded lower in TraderJoe compared to AVAX, which is not necessarily surprising. But you also have BNB in the Avalanche ecosystem as well as a tokenized BNB, right? So yeah, I mean, if you scroll below, it's a pretty straightforward website. There's really nothing to explain because everything is quite self-explanatory. You just need to connect your wallet. You need to add the Avalanche C chain on your MetaMask in order to proceed with using TraderJoe. You also need to have some AVAX tokens itself, because those tokens will act as the gas fees in the Avalanche ecosystem. But unlike the Ethereum ecosystem, the AVAX tokens are going to be extremely low when it comes to fees wise, and the transactions are going to be extremely fast as well, right? And if you scroll below, you have all the social media information which you can also go to in order to learn more about this project and get to be the part of the TraderJoe community and see all the other exchanges where these tokens are also available, right? So that's pretty much it when it comes to the platform itself. So let's go to the coin market cap page for the TraderJoe token. This token is currently ranked 259th by market cap on coin market cap and is currently trading at $2.68 at the time I'm making this video, with a 2.63% increase in the past 24 hours, right? Again, this token was quite high 2 days back when they announced this, when Binance announced the launch of this token on their platform, but now it's kind of like slowly in the cooling down phase, which is pretty much expected after any immediate listing on Binance or Coinbase, right? So the market cap for this token is only $471.1 million in market cap. So this is, again, it may seem like a lot, but again, for a project like Avalanche, which is a fast growing network, I think this market cap is still quite low, and I think this token could outperform a lot of other DEX tokens on multiple other blockchains by a long margin in 2022, and I believe that this market cap will definitely reach $1 billion in market cap pretty soon. So it's still quite early in the game, but you're not as early as people who started investing in Joe tokens way back, a few months back, in fact, in 2021, right? So that being said, when it comes to the tokenomics itself, as I mentioned, this token has a max supply of 500 million tokens with a total supply of 199 million tokens, and about 30% of the total token supply or max supply is actually in circulation. So which is about 149 million tokens, right? So I'm not a big fan of projects that have a token max supply of more than 100 million tokens, because there's no scarcity built into the system. But when it comes to DEXs and Joe only being 5 times the 100 million token supply mark, I would still find this token having a high potential, even with the tokenomics that's quite high. Because the fact that TraderJoe has a lot of use cases when it comes to governance, staking, because people who want to earn a lot of passive income, they can just buy Joe tokens, stake it on TraderJoe platform, and earn passive income by just holding the XJoe token, right? So when it comes to the long-term potential for Joe tokens, I think the tokenomics will definitely not hinder this token for the long run. But for short term, I think there will be a little bit of price slumping because of a lot of tokens being dumped into the market. And it also depends on how fast Avalanche is growing, right? So as of now, it seems like Avalanche is one of the fastest growing blockchains in the crypto space. If this trend were to continue, then I think TraderJoe will probably be the premium or the number one flagship crypto exchange on the Avalanche ecosystem. This title was initially held by Pangolin, which was also a project that we covered on our channel, but it seems like TraderJoe is becoming a fast growing DEX on top of the Avalanche ecosystem, right? So if the Avalanche ecosystem grows and if a lot of people start using TraderJoe instead of Pangolin, which I think they are, and if the trend continues, I think TraderJoe's tokens is going to perform extremely well, not only in the mid to short term, but also in the long term as well, right? But if that doesn't happen, I think the tokenomics can technically slump the token price for the short term. But for the long term, I think there is going to be a huge potential if this token becomes a multi-chain token, and if the platform itself start becoming a multi-chain platform, right? So those are some of the things that will directly depend on the tokenomics itself, and also the growth of the network as well as the platform itself, right? So that being said, let's go to the charts itself. If you see here, the token, despite obviously having performed quite well recently, obviously after the Binance listing announcement, this token has now been in the cooling phase. It's still kind of in the really good buy opportunity phase, but I'll tell you the best price to buy based on my opinion. So when it comes to the initial price point, this token was worth $2.19. It's been quite volatile, reaching a low of $1.55 as of 31st of August this year, and then it's been going up and reached an all-time high of $5.50 after before crashing down to like $1.87 and then going back up and then down and then up, reaching a new all-time high of close to $6.02 or $6.03 in that range, or $6.17 to be honest, by 21st of November this year. And then it's been slowly going in a downward trend. Even with the Binance listing, I don't think this token did really well. It kind of did quite well, reaching $3.47, but then it's kind of like the cooling down phase right now, where the token is currently at $2.68. If you're trying to buy this token at this price point, you are pretty much buying this token at a relatively lower price, because if, as you see the long-term charts, this token has been setting higher highs and higher lows, and with an exception of the last few weeks, this token has been gradually setting new all-time highs, right? So I think this trend is going to continue now that Binance has provided this much needed liquidity for TraderJoe. This volatility is also going to come to an end because of Binance having listed this token and providing a lot of liquidity, right? And Binance has also provided a lot of exposure to this token, because a lot of people who might have used Avalanche maybe casually, who haven't really used Avalanche fully, will probably get exposure to Joe token and will probably be investing it through Binance, right? So I think a lot of good things are going to come for this token. But at the same time, as I mentioned, there's going to be a short-term price slumping, which you can also see is starting to happen because the token is obviously being dumped into the market. 0.05% passive income is not a lot, but it's still good. But also depends directly on the activity of the platform itself, right? If a lot of people do trading on the TraderJoe platform, then people who hold the XJoe tokens will continuously get a decent income, right? Otherwise, they're going to just unstake their tokens and dump it in the market, right? So that's kind of like where this token is. It's still very early, and I think the token is going to perform well. And if you're trying to buy this token at this price point, you're still buying it at a really good bottom part, which is going to help you buy this token at a really good discount before it starts going to $6 or even $7 and making new all-time highs, right? So this is a really good opportunity to buy this token. Now, again, not financial advice, just my opinion, right? When it comes to Bitcoin Comparative, you can clearly see that this token again has a carbon copy price pattern to that of dollar comparative. The token was initially worth 3,600 satoshis as of 27th of August, but it went down to 2,300 satoshis, and then it kind of made a new all-time high, reaching as high as 10,000 satoshis per token before crashing back down to like 3,000 satoshis, again setting all-time highs and then higher highs and higher lows, the same pattern as like in the dollar comparative. It didn't make a new all-time high during 22nd of November when the token reached our new all-time highs in the dollar comparative, but in the Bitcoin comparative only managed to touch the 8,000 Satoshi mark, again not being able to cross the previous all-time highs of 10,000 Satoshis, right? But it still did perform quite well before crashing down to maybe like 3,800 satoshis or 4,000 satoshis, and then it's been bouncing up and down. Now it's currently at 4,500 satoshis, right? Again, the token is a good buy opportunity in Bitcoin Comparative as well, because as you see, the token reached an all-time highs of 10,000 satoshis and also again reached 8,500 satoshis again. So you're pretty much buying it at a really good discount if you're buying this token at this price point, right? So I think for both dollar and Bitcoin Comparative, I think this token is a good buy opportunity. If you miss this chance, you might have to wait till this token bounces back up and down, and then you need to wait till you buy this token. But this token could technically be setting new all-time highs in the upcoming months by the end of this bull run, which could definitely make this token have a higher floor price than right now. So if you are looking to buy this token at this time, this is probably the best time you can buy this token, because I think this token will probably not have the same price point once it reaches a new all-time high, right? So when it comes to the markets itself, you can clearly buy this token from Binance, and it seems like FTX, which is also a very popular tier 1 exchange, has listed this token as well. Apart from that, you can get it from Gear.io. You can also get this token from TraderJoe itself for a fraction of its fee, and you can also buy this token from Pangolin for a cheaper price with wrapped Avalanche token, right, or wrapped AVAX. So you can pretty much buy this from everywhere, but I think Binance is probably going to be the easiest and the high liquidity location to buy this token from. And if you see, there's also an arbitrage opportunity, because you can buy this token from Binance at $2.67 and sell this for a few cents profit for $2.71 on TraderJoe's exchange itself, right? So it seems like there's also arbitrage opportunities, but it seems like Binance and FTX are probably the most place where the trading activity and the volume is, right? So that's pretty much it. So what's my final verdict on this token, guys? I think this token is definitely going to be the next cake token or the next kind of uni token of the Avalanche ecosystem, and it's clearly outperforming Pangolin, which used to be the premier kind of like go-to exchange on Avalanche. But I think in the upcoming months, depending on how much volume and activity and how quickly the Avalanche ecosystem grows, that will decide whether TraderJoe is going to be relevant or not. I personally feel like it is going to be relevant, and I think this token is going to do a lot of new all-time highs in the future. And with the passive income opportunity definitely being a good thing to attract a lot of people, I think this token is definitely on the winning side, right? So my short-term price prediction for this token is definitely $7 to $8 in the next few months, and by the end of this bull run, this token even has a potential to reach $9 to $10 per token, but that's highly speculative, right? But I think in the long term, maybe 3 to 5 years from now, depending on how innovative this project is and whether they become multi-chain on other exchanges, on other blockchains as well, I think this token can even cross like the $10 to $11 mark easily, and maybe stand between $13 to $15 per token in the next 3 to 5 years from now, right? Again, this is just my opinion, guys, not financial advice. Please do your own research before you put your money on this token, right? Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.